So now that it's 2017, that makes my Charger officially 9 years old. Now, there's a couple of signs of aging throughout the car that we're going to cover in today's video. And I want to talk about some of the pros and the cons of owning a 9-year-old car for some people who are considering buying a brand new car, or for those of you who are considering buying a used or pre-owned car. We're going to go over some of the things that affect a car that's a little bit older and how the Charger has held up in 9 years.
It's your boy, Mr. Random, and today we're going to talk about what it's like to own a 9-year-old Charger. Now, there's a couple things that come with age for every car. This isn't just specifically for the Charger, but, you know, since I do own a 9-year-old car, I wanted to go ahead and talk about what it's like to have a 9-year-old car, how it's held up, how the Charger specifically has held up. And at the end of the video, we're going to end it on a more positive note and talk about how the car has retained its value for the majority of the time, and some other cool little things that come with owning an SRT8. So let's get right into the video. All right, guys, so for number one, a lot of these things are going to be very nitpicky. It really depends on what kind of person you are and the kind of car guy that you are. But we're just talking about in general how age has, done some things to the Charger. Some of them might be related to age. Others, I'm not too sure why they happened. But number one is going to be, I don't know if you can already see it right there. The hood doesn't align for some reason. Now, I don't know if this came with every single Charger. I'm going to try to get a closer shot. But you're going to see that the hood actually doesn't align properly. It's a little bit lower than the side fenders for some weird reason. Now that kind of bothers me sometimes when I look at it, and I'm not sure if that comes with age. It came like that from factory. See, it's a little bit more prominent here. I'll try to show you guys. See, it's a little bit easier to see. It's hard to tell because of the black paint kind of looks like it's matching, but it's really not. There is a gap between the hood and the fender for some weird reason. I don't know if that comes with age, like I said, guys, but yeah, that's number one. All right, now the second thing that affects my Charger is the headliner, pretty much. The headliner is coming loose for some weird reason. It's kind of ghetto. Let me show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. There it is. Look at this. Here, let me back it up. Now, I don't know if it comes out good in the camera. For some reason, this camera wants to act up today, but yep, that's the headliner right there. And this thing flaps in the wind like crazy. I'm pretty sure I could probably just glue that back. But man, when you have the windows down and this thing's just flapping like crazy, it's just not a pretty sight, and it's definitely a reminder of the car's age. So that's number two right there. All right, number three that is affecting this old 9-year-old Charger. And before I get into it, I just realized something. I realized this a couple days ago, but I just wanted to point it to you guys, and once you see it, you will not be able to unsee it. This looks like a face. Do you guys see it? This kind of looks like an anime face. We got the big teary like anime eyes right there, and we got the like under the eyes, that part that gets like when they're blushing and stuff, and then that's the mouth, man. That thing looks like a freaking face. Number three is this center console right here, or whatever you call this area where the AC vents are. It's made out of super cheap like rubber, and you see it's coming off right there. It's super easy to see it. This whole thing is just coming off. Like, look at this. It's just coming off, man. I don't know if it's the glue. See, it's supposed to be like flush down, but then it just comes right up, and it's super annoying because it feels like it's coming undone, like the glue's finally wearing off. And that's number three. All right, number four, and this one really, really annoys me. A lot of these problems can probably be fixed with glue, but this shifter area right here, it's coming off as well. The plastic, guys. Take a look. Take a look, guys. That's not supposed to be like that. The thing is just coming off. It's kind of scary. I could imagine if this whole thing were to come off, man, that would really suck. Look at this thing is already, it's like super loose. But yeah, that thing is coming off. I'm going to have to glue it around or do something like that. But that is number four. All right, and we're going to take it right back outside with number five, I believe. And
I hope this, I know the car is super dirty. I hope this thing shows up on camera, but when this car was purchased from the dealership, they had a plastic clear hood wrap. It goes all alongside the hood, as you guys can see. Actually, I'm pretty sure it covers, yeah, but it's just actually the hood. You see right there where it was placed. No, wait. Yeah, this thing actually, it's in the bumper as well. Look at this. Yeah, you can see it. So they covered pretty much the whole front bumper with this plastic vinyl wrap, but they never removed it. And I don't know how hard or easy it is to see. I can't tell right now, but there's scratches all over the vinyl wrap. And when I wash the car and people look at it, they're like, yo, why is your car so full of scratches? And then they realize that it's the freaking vinyl wrap, and here it's already starting to crack and it's starting to come apart. So if you guys are watching this right now and have some advice for me on how to remove that, let me know, because I would definitely love to get rid of this. It's cracking over here on this side as well. That's number 5. All right, and for number 6, we're gonna keep it right here in the bumper area, and this actually happens to every car. If you drive it long enough, if you drive a car long enough, no matter how much you take care of it, things like this are gonna happen to it. Look at that crack in the bumper. That's from running over things in the middle. Usually, actually, all of these things happen in the highway. Either somebody will run something over, or a truck will, like, something will fall off a truck, and it cracked my bumper. Not only that, but I had something ram into my grill here, my lower grill mesh, and you see it doesn't really ever come back to where it's supposed to. I've tried pushing this back, believe it or not, and bringing it forward. See, I did it right there, but eventually when you drive, it's just gonna come right back off again. And that comes from 9 years worth of driving this car. Another thing that happened here with the Charger, apparently when you own a 9-year-old car, it goes through several different owners. I think this one had maybe 2 owners. Either way, if you haven't realized it by now, you see the side marker light right there? You see, that's the stock one. But I guess the other owner, whoever had this before me, put a clear one there. See? So I'm rolling around with a Charger with 2 different side marker lights. To be honest with you, I actually prefer the original. I think it looks a lot cooler. I don't know why I like it better than the clear one, but yep. I don't know how that ended up like that. And last but not least, since we're still in the area of the front, which is actually the most beautiful, coolest looking area of this freaking car, we're gonna take it back to the front bumper, and I hope you guys can see this, but here, let me try to stick the phone in there. I don't know if you see it or not, but that fog light, the entire cable housing, the entire cables just came right off. It is just an empty hole right there where the fog light used to be. I used to drive with my fog lights on all the time. It's actually this one right there. Wait, I can't even tell because the sun is so bright. That fog light. I used to drive with my fog lights on all the time. One day I was behind somebody and I realized it wasn't on. I got under the car. Somehow that thing just came right off. I don't know if it was with age or was ran over by something, but yep. And that was it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this short little video. Those are some of the things that happen to a car when you've been driving it on the road for 9 years. Things do come undone. The glue starts wearing off, plastics start fading, headliners start coming loose. It just happens. But for the most part, for being 9 years old, this Charger has held up very well, interior wise and everything else, man. Besides those things that I just pointed out on this video, there's nothing else wrong with it. I'm not shitting you guys. Even till this day, at gas stations, on the highway, all the freaking time, at drive-thrus, on the highway, I had somebody pull up next to me in a truck, and they're like, oh, hey, lower your window. They're like, man, bro, your Charger's clean as hell. At gas stations, I have people come up to me and be like, yo, that thing looks like a beast. It's awesome. At drive-thrus, I've had kids, at the drive-thru working and be like, yo, I'm trying to save up. I want one just like yours. This car still turns heads 9 years later. Like I said, it might not be the most reliable car, but it's held up with a design. Dodge just made a classic design. I know they strayed completely from what this car originally looked like back in the day in the 70s, but they came up with something on their own that has stood the test of time. This thing looks amazing 9 years later, and I'm sure it's going to look amazing 20 years later. I still get looks all the time. People compliment me on the car
all the time. And another thing about this car is that it's retained its value. At this point where we're sitting at right now with 100,000 miles, this charger still in the condition that it's at is still worth around $15,000, and it's 9 years old. I'm pretty sure by the time, if the day ever comes where I do have to sell it, I might at least be able to get 11 or 12,000 out of it, because it does have a brand new engine that only has under 5,000 miles. But yeah, man, that is it. That's what life is like owning a 9-year-old Charger SRT8, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Catch you guys on the next one.